Former flat earthers. What made you come round? I convinced a flat earther, temporarily, by asking him if it was possible for a sphere to be so large that you could not tell it was a sphere by simply being on the surface of it. It took him a while. I used an analogy of an extremely long line that was so slightly curved you could not tell so by looking at a small section of it. Eventually he said yes to the sphere and I told him that was how big the earth is. A few days later he reverted. Most of these people aren't mentally stable. They believe in a lot of conspiracies. Edit. Corny edit. But as connoisseur of flat earth content, my personal favorite is Professor Dave on YouTube. He is an underappreciated dude who just had a science channel on YouTube and got brigaded by flat earthers for an unrelated video. He made like 6 video responses in total just owning these guys, but they eventually gave up. Check it out. I watched a documentary about flat earthers called Truth Behind the Curve, and my analysis from watching that these flat earthers are a group of people who found a community to be a part of. It's a shame their community is based on a lie, but I saw a bunch of people who were to be part of a community. Most of the people were social awkward and whatnot, and so an opportunity to be an influential figure within the community, so they double down on their flawed logic. The more you are against them, the harder they rep their flatness. TLDR. I see flat earthers as a group of lonely people looking for a community that will accept them. Edit. WTF, did not expect this comment to blow up. Thanks for the silver and the dialogue, everyone. I was debating a flat earther in Mexico, and I asked him about how GPS worked if there were no satellites. He said that they had devices in the ground to route you. I told him the Mexican government is barely able to put decent water pipes in the ground. Would he really think they had the tech to put routing devices in the ground? He chuckled with a 1,000-mile gaze. Kyrie Irving hasn't been doing press conferences. Man's just disappeared from the court like he fell off the disc. I am definitely gonna steal that one. No more stupid debates. This is the answer doesn't work. Some flat earthers hold that the Antarctic is a barrier to possibly more land, which allows increased resources available to the elite few whom control the penguinity, the military force encircling the entire circumference of the spherical disk world to prevent anyone reaching the true Antarctic landmass, simultaneously utilizing radar to scan the entire Earth's circumference to prevent trespassers. When you go to Antarctica, the penguinity tourist and elite conspiracy agents take you to somewhere else in the world that looks like what you expect Antarctica to be, with special towers that relay the GPS coordinates of your location to trick you into believing the world is a globe. Actual argument I have heard from Flat Earth on multiple occasions, minus the penguinity trademark. Edit. Flat Earther acts to YouTube comments expansive land past Antarctica. Timestamp 120. They actually did an experiment, and that if they got one result, the earth was flat. If they got the other, it was round. Experiment showed that the earth is, drumroll, round. They claimed it was human error that caused the wrong result. They also spent $20,000 on a very precise gyroscope. Of course it showed a 15°/hour drift, thus proving the spherical earth. They didn't accept this result and blamed it on picking up the rotation of the heavens. So they did another experiment with the gyroscope in a zero-Gauss chamber so that the sky wouldn't affect it. Same result. And they still claimed something else must have been wrong. There is nothing that will convince these people, at least these deeper entrenched bigger name people are too far in, and can't ever leave their group that they are so tied to. I also believe a lot of the higher up people absolutely do not believe the earth is flat and are just grifting people for the money. It took about 5 years. It was out of willful ignorance on my part. I just refused to question the logic of it. In fact, I spent most of my time coming up with crazy fantasies about a lot of things I didn't understand. But you have to understand that there is just so much we don't know about that sometimes our priority on what is real and what can be believed can get confused. I was learning so much so fast that I really didn't question something so inane as the world being flat. Of course it was. Why wouldn't it be? The day that changed it forever though was when I asked my father what happens when you get to the edge of the world. He of course said the world is round like a ball. Being about 5 years old, I thought that made a lot of sense. Obviously there's a lot of memeing around here, but if the question was meant seriously we should understand what exactly flat earth belief is. as Dan from the channel Folding Ideas puts it in his excellent video In Search of a Flat Earth. Nominally, flat Earth is a belief that the Earth isn't a globe, but is actually flat, a fact that has been kept from us, meaning normal people, by a nebulous, powerful them for nefarious, inscrutable purposes. I think it's worth considering that the shape of the Earth might actually be the least important belief of flat Earth. Flat Earth is a syncretic, biblical belief that is both evangelical and apocalyptic. The world is flat and they are hiding that fact from you because a flat Earth would be irrefutable proof that we live in a divine fishbowl land. Thus, that God is real. Flat Earthers are not otherwise empty vessels who believe one kooky thing. They believe that thing because it suits their purposes. Flat Earthers have an agenda. Their anxiety is that the world has become too complex, that too many things are changing, and that science and progressivism are actively malicious elements working to obstruct the true nature of God. Most people don't actually believe flat Earth because they were persuaded by shoddy evidence, they do so because it says something they already believe about the nature of the social world. Had to travel to Japan. Gave up on my beliefs in order to make a shorter trip. I said the same thing on another post. However, someone more familiar with the conspiracy said they believe the Earth is actually a circle with the North Pole in the middle with the South Pole, or Antarctica encircling us. For me it just brought up more questions. He asked me, Majonad, you are a smart guy. How do we know the Earth is round? I said you'd think it would be because we went to space. He said yeah, but we didn't. It was a lie to fool the Russians. To which I replied, that's not how we know the Earth is round. We've known for centuries that it was round. How it's easy, and you can do this too. Stand on any dock in the world and look to the ocean. What part of the boat do you see first? Hull? I don't know. You see the mast and sails first. The question is why? The hull is much larger. Why do we see the top of the mast, then the sails, then the hull? I don't know, because the Earth is curved. So the tip of the boat appears first as the rest comes into view, literally around a corner. Holy crap, I'm 40 and nobody has ever explained that so easy to me. I have to think about this. He told me a couple days later that I changed his mind on the subject. He had no idea we had known for so ever loving long. A serious answer here. The thing that made me stop was just the question, why would NASA lie to you? I will try replying to all of y'all, but we'll go to a study hall, so I'll reply later. This is a solid point. There's no way 70,000 scientists could keep it a secret. Edit. Since this is getting tons of replies and a lot are addressing the Manhattan Project, I'll address it here. Yes, they did a great job at keeping it a secret while it was happening, but it inevitably came out. My point is addressing that this secret would be impossible to continue to stay secret, especially during the current information age. Second edit. Thank you for the awards.